Hello everyone, welcome to another speed paint. This one is based on a nightmare I had about 3 weeks ago. Um, it was kind of bad, a little bit gory, way gorier in my nightmare. I don't know what, I don't know what's going on in my brain that it like decided to give me these images, but it was pretty bad. Um, I decided to draw it out because I kept on like thinking about it, and I thought maybe as like exposure therapy I could stop thinking about it. Oh my god, I'm looking for reference here. Yeah, so this is a website called Sketchfab. It has like 3D models and stuff that you can use as reference. Um yeah, so anyone that needs that, that's my hot tip. You need a reference, go to Sketchfab, not sponsored. I don't think I'll ever be sponsored by anything, but whatever. Anyways, um, I actually recorded everything from the beginning, from sketching to like the end, which is amazing for me because I usually just record like the drawing, the painting part. Anyways, back to my nightmare. It was it was bad. It shook me. I didn't sleep for like 24 hours after that because I just kept on thinking about it and I was like, oh god, no. Um, yeah, I'm not very into like mutilation or gore. Like it usually it doesn't give me like a panic attack or anything. I just don't like seeing stuff that like that. It's not very, I don't know. I thought that stuff like that didn't ever give me nightmares, but I guess it does now. Um, the ironic part, so ironic, so funny, is that the day before, no, the night that I had this nightmare, I was actually watching a movie before going to sleep. And that movie, ladies and gentlemen, was Barbie Fairytopia. Do you understand this? A children's movie. I was watching a children's movie. And then I had one of the worst nightmares in my life. I I cannot conceive. I have no idea why my brain did this to me. Anyways, so in my nightmare, it was I was like in this cafe place that looked a lot like that one bar in Harry Potter, in the Harry Potter movies. Um, it looked a lot like that, and I had a laptop with me, and I was like supposed to do research for something. I have no idea what. And so I was watching this documentary, and in this documentary they had this guy tied up, and he was like, struggling against the ropes, and someone like was just slowly chopping off, like straight up chopping off pieces of his fucking head. And he was like still alive even though he didn't have like his like half of his head. He was still alive, he was still screaming. And in the end they pulled out his tongue along with the whole like esophagus part, and he started choking on his own blood. And like I'm shaking right now. um oh god, I'm usually not this squeamish, but I don't know, that dream just got to me. I've had dreams kind of like that before, where I'm like in my dream I'm like watching a movie or something, and it's supposed to be like a horror film, and since my brain knows exactly how to like scare me, it makes up the most horrible shit imaginable. um I'm sorry, I'm just like talking about my own stuff, my own issues here when I probably should be talking about my technique, but I just really needed to get it out. Um, yeah, here I'm starting to color stuff. I kind of wanted to go for a dreamlike thing, which is why I'm using unnatural skin tones, like the lilac and the kind of greenish. Because in my dream there was like this harsh lighting, and although I don't quite remember every single little detail, like I just know the broad. I just know what was happening. I don't remember what every single little thing looked like. But I thought maybe I should go for like a surrealist kind of style where I mix in a bunch of colors, make it look like a dreamlike state, you know? Yeah, I've had a dream before where I was like actually watching a horror movie in my dream, and I was like in a dungeon or something, and it had people in this dungeon. I saw two people. One of them I think was just like tied up and he was just dead. He was just there. And then and then the protagonist in the horror film that I was watching walked into like another room or something and saw a woman tied up on a table kind of thing. But here's the kicker. The woman wasn't like a human woman. It was like one of those claymation style things, like Wallace and Gromit, but it was a lady with black hair, and she was naked, which is weird. And she had like a bunch of holes in her body, like tiny holes. Like imagine every single pore in your skin growing like 10 times its size, and in each pore there was like a maggot just like squirming, like a fucking worm squirming to get out. And like she was dead, her eyes were just open looking at nothing, and that one shook me too, but I'm not gonna draw it because I hate maggots. That's where I draw the line. I'm very squeamish when it comes to bugs. I'll admit that. Here, it took me a while to try to get the face right, you know, because this was a different angle, and it's way out of my comfort zone too. And since in my dream, like, the cross section of the dude's head was kind of, I don't know, it didn't look like what I couldn't see like a cranium or anything or his brain in there, because I personally haven't seen the cross section of a head. You get that? So my brain could only like conceive that, like, oh, this is a human, the cross section of the head should look like meat, I guess, because humans have flesh. Who would have thunk? That's the only way I can conceive of that, that I can understand. I try to make it look like his skin was kind of, I don't know, soft-ish, just to give it a different texture than that of the flesh underneath. Yeah, so right here I used meat as an actual reference. I'm so proud of myself. I keep using references. I usually don't use references because I get too cocky, you know. I try to give it like kind of a dark burgundy color, try to make it look like it's going bad a bit, because in my dream I'm not sure how it looked, but this was kind of an artistic choice. I'm very popular today. Anyways, I tried to stray away from using like pure white because I don't know. I guess when I think of a dream-like state or like a dream world, I keep thinking that there's so many more colors in there. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm pretty sure it's not making any sense. Yeah, so I tried to, like, even though in my head I knew that he was wearing like a white collared shirt, it kind of gave it like this green teal-ish tint to it because I thought that would look better artistically. And I'm always I'm always trying to think of how to make everything look artistic because I don't know, I'm trying to learn a lot more as I go. Yeah, the shirt actually gave me a bunch of problems because I don't know, maybe I should have looked at another reference like wrinkles or something. I should have looked up a picture. Because you know how like if there's a rope, the rope is gonna change the shape of the shirt, especially if it's like super tight around the arms. So yeah, I kept on like painting over each wrinkle that I made, trying to make it look better. In the end, I think I came up with something that was okay. I can always use the excuse that this is what it looked like in my dream. That's how it's supposed to look. That's my style, you know? Yeah, I keep trying to fix it. I don't know, I wonder what like these nightmares I've had, like, does it mean anything? Like, I've never been one to believe in all of that stuff. I sure do like reading about it though. Like, I like reading about the meaning of dreams, even though I don't actually like truly believe everything. Like, I've had a lot of dreams where like my teeth fall off or something. Either they fall off one by one or like they start just dissolving or melting off or something. And I have read in some books that it means that, oh, you feel like you have no control over your life or something like that. And well, yeah, don't we all? Yeah. I don't know, I don't know how I would like describe this dream or like find meaning in this dream. Like I might look up every single little element in a book and it'll tell me something like, you need to, I don't know, you need to love yourself or something. I don't know. Ah yes, the steel table. This gave me a little bit of trouble too because it's kind of at like a weird angle. I try to make it look kind of shiny but kind of dull at the same time, like stainless steel, you know. It's not super reflective, but it still is metal. I also took into account that there's like this light shining above, so Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. No one listen to my advice, please. I'm very bad. Yeah, in the end, I think adding the white here was kind of a mistake. It looks very cloudy. I wasn't going for that. I had some trouble with the rope, even though I had reference for it. It was hard making it look like it matched everything around it, if that makes any sense. Like, I wanted to make it look like it belonged there in an artistic way. Oh, there I go with the wrinkles again. Yeah, I'm never really satisfied with those wrinkles. I might have to go back and fix them. I don't know. Also, like, now that I keep staring at this, I'm kind of still... I'm still bothered by how the mouth looks. Because, I don't know, I tried to make it look like it was open and all. I wasn't truly going for like a distressed look with the mouth, like him screaming or anything. I just wanted I wanted it to look open but kind of relaxed, still in a creepy way, because why would you be relaxed when these things are happening to you, you know? I don't know, we'll see. I might go back and fix it. I don't know, I took a couple of liberties with this drawing. Like, there were a couple things that weren't in my dream. Like this weird blood dripping off of the tongue. I thought maybe it would look kind of cool if I just added it. But yeah, like this stringy stuff going down, that wasn't in my dream. He just he did choke on blood, but the tongue wasn't covered in blood. I don't know, I thought it would just be interesting to draw out my nightmare and just talk about it, I guess. I think it kind of makes me feel better about the drawing. I mean, about the nightmare. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Oh yeah, so these forceps thingies, they're just like floating. Because in my dream I wasn't sure who was like holding them. Like, was it a scientist? Was it just a normal guy? Who was it? I don't know, I just know that there was a person torturing this poor guy. But in this drawing, they're just these floating fucking forceps, not doing anything, you know? I mean, maybe the forceps got, I don't know, they got possessed, and then they started just torturing this guy for no reason. Also, when it comes to like blood splatter and stuff like that, I'm pretty bad. Yeah, I usually have to look up stock photos and stuff like that. When it comes to things like this, I usually try looking for stock photos or things that are like staged, because I don't want to just look up like a murder scene or something. It'll be too I don't know, maybe too graphic for me. Like, I think that's kind of in part why I made the cross section in his head look like just a slab of meat. Because I don't want to Google like dude whose head was like cut in the middle or something, you know? I don't want to see that. Um, so I'm just gonna make up what I think it looks like inside and just combine it with what I saw in my dream. Oh yes. I also decided to stain his shirt with blood a little bit. It didn't take it wasn't too hard for me. I just added like a red kind of like a red clay color to it and then used one of the opacity layers or blending modes, whatever they're called. Um, just to add a little bit more to it. I thought like you had the pool of blood and then the tongue and then like what else I was thinking what else could I put in there to like tie it all in. And here I'm just making the light super harsh, just like it was in my dream. I did have some trouble with that though. Just because I didn't want it to look too overexposed. Because I also worked hard on this drawing, so I didn't want to like erase all of my detail or anything. I did want some of the details to be seen, but I also wanted it to be a little bit truer to my drawing, you know. Anyways, this was my result, and well, I don't know what to say about this. This was a thing that I did, and I did it, and like I just got the idea to do it because I couldn't stop thinking about this nightmare. Um, but there it is. Thank you all for watching, and I hope no one has a nightmare like this ever. And I hope I don't get another nightmare like this. Okay, bye.